Every year, movies are released that take the world by storm, sell millions of tickets, win awards and accolades, and capture the imaginations of audiences all over the world. Everyone loves those movies. This show is not about those movies. Here, we get excited about cult movies. We love the violent, the futuristic, the dangerous, the naughty, the musical, and the just plain weird. So strap in for a wild journey through the cult of
1964.
Welcome to 1964, a turbulent but exciting year for society and entertainment. This was the year of Goldfinger, A Fistful of Dollars, My Fair Lady, and Dr. Strangelove. Lenny Bruce headed to jail for obscenity charges from his stand-up comedy material, the smash hit Gilligan's Island premiered, and Walt Disney released his first film to be nominated for Best Picture with Mary Poppins. Sidney Poitier made history as the first African American to win the Best Actor Oscar for Lilies of the Field, and the very last Looney Tunes cartoon was released to the public before Warner Brothers shut down their cartoon division. I'm your hopelessly devoted host, Chris Vander Kaay, and I want to hold your hand on this journey through the classically weird, barely remembered, and sometimes fondly forgotten films of the year. You have been warned. This place is not safe. A reincarnated Aztec tangles with a mummy and a werewolf, lust leads to a literal witch hunt, and a monstrous prince gets in some torture time while hiding from a plague in this week's The Horrors.
Our story takes place at the end of the 15th century, a time when the powers of darkness were at their strongest, and man lived in fear of the unknown. A time when witch burning was a common occurrence, a public spectacle. The long hair of death. The Long Hair of Death, a film that will chill your spine and keep you gripped in your seat as you watch one of the most incredible stories of all time unfold before your eyes. You will see how the curse of a dying witch comes true as a village is ravaged by the plague and a man is hounded by his conscience and driven to commit one foul murder after another as he tries to satisfy his warped ambition. Long Hair of Death, an unusual, unforgettable film. Do not miss The Long Hair of Death.
The Mask of the Red Death, personalized by the motion picture screen's Prince of Horror, Vincent Price.
Corrupt them.
No, I beg of you. Mercy, mercy.
With the devil's own darling, Hazel Court.
Lord Satan, send me a demon so I may know I'm to be your wife.
And a lost, virginal angel of innocence, Jane Asher.
I want to help save your soul so you can join me in the glories of hell.
No, never.
She's a woman cursed by Satan's seneschal, whose very existence turns the white rose blood red.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, pearls.
Lavishly, he plants his corrupting seeds of sin, spreading living terror that not even the unsullied can escape. Nor can one who craves all the forbidden pleasures of the depraved.
Each man creates his own heaven, his own hell.
Let me see your face.
It's a nice planet. I'd hate to see something bad happen to it. H.G. Wells takes us to the surface of the moon and even beyond, and the last of humanity battles aliens armed with robots for today's installment of Out of This World.
Ever since time began, man has been fascinated by the mystery of the moon. But over 60 years ago, writer H.G. Wells anticipated the shape of things to come with his fascinating adventure, First Men in the Moon. The story of the first men to bridge the 250,000 miles between heaven and earth. This is how it began.
This is a solemn moment in the history of mankind. We're off!
What's happening?
Just as I predicted, shot into space with the speed of a bullet.
First Men in the Moon. An experience unparalleled on the screen as two worlds meet and clash.
Cover! Help me, cover!
First Men in the Moon. Starring Edward Judd, first human to set foot on a strange new world in space. Martha Heyer, the first woman to experience the indescribable dangers of this other world.
Stay away from there or I'll shoot!
Lionel Jeffries, who discovers an empire beyond imagination. First Men in the Moon. Filmed in Dynamation. Dynamation, miracle of the screen, captures the whole marvelous, miraculous story of man's first journey to the moon.
Well, it makes all other forms of power obsolete. That's why they're getting their power from sunlight.
You will discover human ant-like creatures H.G. Wells called selenites, and giant gastropods.
Cover, run!
Fearsome moon monsters to be hunted and killed. You will encounter another world of eerie beauty and infinite mystery.
Soon others will be coming from Earth. Our galleries will be strewn with dead.
I'm the only one who holds the secret of Cavorite.
Then you and your secret will remain here on the moon.
Cavor! Cavor, this is not an audience. You're on trial. No, Bedford! No! You're convicted.
Suddenly, a man dies at the controls of a train. Suddenly, a car swerves to destruction. Suddenly, a plane dives to death. The Earth dies screaming. Suddenly, death descends on the four corners of the Earth, and only a handful of human beings survive to live in fear, powerless to combat an unknown terror.
Turn it off. Who are you? By the way, I'm not the enemy. I don't know who the enemy is.
The Earth dies screaming, and the robots take over. Starring Willard Parker, Virginia Field, Dennis Price,
You said that she was dead.
She was. She was alive enough tonight. Except her eyes. Well, what was the matter with them? She hasn't got any eyes.
Here is paralyzing suspense as the Earth dies screaming. Electrifying terror as the Earth dies screaming.
Jeff!
Peggy! Peggy!
The robots.
What? Peggy!
Someone just shattered the language barrier. A Scotland Yard inspector seeks a hooded killer, and a giant space jellyfish attacks Japan in this week's In Other Words.
So hoch ist eine Welt der Abenteuer, so hoch ist eine Stadt der Ungeheuer, so hoch.
Hüten Sie sich. Nachts auf den Straßen. Das Grauen geht um. Das Phantom von Soho. Ein neuer Spitzenfilm der berühmten Serie nach einem Roman von Brian Edgar Wallace. Jede Nacht, wenn der Mond aufgeht, schlägt das Ungeheuer zu.
Musste der Chef von Scotland Yard jede Leiche persönlich kennenlernen?
Nicht jede, aber die hier ist interessant.
Scotland Yard. Wenn die mal zu suchen anfangen,
Suchen können Sie. Finden werden Sie nichts.
Die Spur führt in die Sansibar.
Sie gehören nun mal mit zum Fall Phantom von Soho. Sogar als Hauptperson. Darum muss ich Sie in den Kreis der Verdächtigen mit aufnehmen.
Ein fataler Fehler wird mir jetzt klar.
Welcher?
Captain Muggins nicht sofort zu erledigen.
Für 10 Pfund kann ich in Soho Ihre Kehle durchschneiden lassen. Das würde mich nicht wundern.
Wer gibt die Aufträge und wer führt sie aus? In Soho kriegt man leicht kalte Füße. Wer schützt das Phantom von Soho? Gibt es Helfershelfer bei der Kriminalpolizei?
Eine sehr gute Idee.
Was macht Sir Philip nachts in Soho?
Verhaften. Ein Wunschtraum meines Lebens geht in Erfüllung. Den eigenen Chef verhaften.
Warum so ängstlich, Milord? Sie sind doch Junggesellen.
Eben. Aber ich habe viele Frauen zu fürchten. Komm, gib mir den Film.
Wollen wir nicht lieber zusammen entwickeln?
In deiner Dunkelkammer?
Wer das Phantom sieht, ist schon ein toter Mann. Kennt sie das schreckliche Geheimnis? Pausenlos, Tag und Nacht ist die Polizei im Einsatz. Wer ist Jäger und wer wird gejagt?
Er ist ein Auftraggeber.
Das wirst du nie erfahren.
Wer ist der Nächste?
Er gehört mit dazu.
Wozu?
Ja, und Mädchen sind auch dabei.
Ein sogenannter flotter Dampfer.
Er ist sein Herr. Halten Sie die Augen offen und achten Sie auf das Phantom von Soho. Es ist auch für Sie ein Volltreffer in jeder Beziehung.
ある日、ある時、遠い空の彼方から音もなく地球に忍び寄るもの、宇宙から来た怪物ドゴラ。
問題はこの細胞がどんどん繁殖していったらどうなるかだ。
警視庁外事課の駒井です。
何遍も言うようだが最近世界的にダイヤの盗難事件が起こってる。
国際的組織を持つギャング団を追い詰めた刑事たち。彼らの見たものは何か。
過去数回に及ぶ人工衛星消滅事件の発生箇所がいずれも日本列島上空であることが問題だとしております。
そうだ。どうした？ダイヤは偽物だったんだ。
高度8700。目標移動せず。よし、警部隊攻撃開始。警部隊攻撃開始。
世界に誇る東方特撮人がゴジラ、モスラに続いて送り出す話題の新怪獣ドゴラ。宇宙大怪獣ドゴラにご期待ください。
London in the raw. Now, for the first time, the world's greatest city laid bare. Thrill to its gay excitement, its bright lights. Be shocked by the evil that lurks in its shadows. London in the raw, full of eager promise. Bold, brazen, bizarre. Scenes never before filmed.
We got a little
story about Adam and Eve. It's sort of a modern version, I think you'd call it. It's called Forbidden Fruits. Eve and Adam had a garden. Everything was great. Till one day a voice said, "Pardon, miss, my name is Snake."
This is London today. Flashing facets like a flawed jewel. Some beautiful, some not so beautiful. A hard exterior, a cold center. Look, touch, taste and feel. But don't try to break it. It will break you. London in the raw. Captivating, colorful, capricious. London in the raw. Life in all its variety. London in the raw.
It is often said that some of the prettiest girls come from Dallas. What isn't said is that those girls come from little Texas town that you've never heard of. This is the story of one such girl who had a burning desire to have her name up in lights. So to you, the movie patrons, we bring this story. The story of Tony Shannon, one of many beautiful Texas girls with stars in her eyes. Travel with Tony on her road to stardom. A little shy, a little timid, but full of determination. Visit with Tony at the famous Strip University, where a girl learns what really pleases a man. Share Tony's heartaches and setbacks. Yes, this is a moviegoer's must. See on the screen the famous Jada from the Carousel Club in the heart of Dallas.
I wish I could drink like a lady, 2 or 3 at the most. With 2, I'm under the table, but with 3, I'm under the hose. Oh, that's poetry.
Well, that was just wonderful, Mrs. Goose.
Ah, come on, call me Mother.
All right, you mother.
Don't miss Naughty Dallas, coming to this theater soon.
Some get up for school.
We have a pep rally and assembly this morning, and a cheerleading party this afternoon. I won't be home till 7.
Have a good time at Louise's party last night?
Uh-huh.
Got time for another cup of coffee?
Oh, just about.
Call in. Tell them you're sick. Anything.
I can't stay home.
You would have. A few years ago.
Oh, honey, but I was just a salesman. Now I hold a responsible job. Got to make that 721.
Jimmy Reed, Kathy's already gone to school. You better hurry or you'll be late.
I'm not going to school today, Mrs. Lewis. I've decided to cut. You know, you do a great twist. I watched you at the party with Bobby Field.
Oh, I love the twist. Say, maybe we could...
Oh, well,
Oh, come on. Boy, from the time that 721 goes out in the morning and the 635 comes in at night, how many of these babes have boyfriends who pay them visits? How many? Like that Lewis woman with her ritzy lady friend from Oakdale.
Prepare for some fun in the sun and some action in the sand. Frankie and Annette hang out with a chimpanzee. Local teens are squeezed off their beach by insufferable muscleheads, and radioactive sea creatures spoil a swinging beachside shindig. in this chapter of Life's a Beach.
Summer's here, it's a holiday. School is out, now it's time to play. Just get the school books out of reach. We're gonna go to Bikini Beach. That's it. That's right.
Everybody's going to Bikini Beach to have fun in the sun with that musical beach party gang. Frankie Avalon, Annette Funicello, Martha Heyer, Harvey Lembeck, Don Rickles, and special guest star Keenan Wynn.
I'm determined to prove that you young people are borderline cases leaning toward feeble-mindedness with an abnormal preoccupation with sex.
Bikini Beach, Surf and Monkey Shines versus The Call of Love.
Every time we kiss now, it's plain to see.
It's Watusi time! Well, they all stand up as the idols by. Gonna cheer 'em on for the record try.
Yeah, 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 now that's the way. Oh, yeah. What did you say?
Von Zipper's Rats.
You so bitch!
Versus the beach party gang going drag strip.
I don't want a mannequin bike. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, little girl, and I'll tell you why. Oh, yeah, yeah. The secret of the whole affair. Give a little love and tender care. If you're gonna get him and keep him there, then love's a secret weapon. Then love's a secret weapon. Yes, love's a secret weapon. Yeah!
Do you believe this?
Flex your muscles for kicks, yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta hustle the chicks, yeah, yeah, yeah. Take your vitamin pill now. Give the hand of that pill, yeah. Flex your muscles for kicks, yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta hustle the chicks, yeah, yeah, yeah. Take your vitamin pill now.
Yeah, man. The boys are here, the girls are here, and the muscle men are here. Bikini chicks are the bait, and romance the reward.
A boy needs a girl he can count on.
Now, Dee Dee, I have just one question. Did you kiss him because he's lovable or because he's the only man on the beach?
Well, no, don't quit now, Dee Dee. I think you're ahead.
Okay, how's this for a closer?
You can have your girls and sell their romances now. On the waivers where I'll take my chance now.
Muscle Beach Party, a melange of muscles, hit music, and mirth.
Lower, go lower.
If you go any lower, we'll cut off their heads.
I'm not interested in their heads.
Yeah, on happy street. 'Cause when you're happy, you make me happy on happy street.
Listen to me. Buy Sicily. Okay. You buy half of Sicily. Let Sinatra have the other half.
Onward, men. The war's begun. Now, wait a minute, Fanny. Okay, fellas, come on. We're ready. Come on. Onward!
And if this isn't your idea of fun, then you're a rat fink.
While the beach set twists to the big beat sound of the Delaires, swinging out with 6 rocking hits. While the cycle gangs burn up the road and strong-arm their way into the party with fists flying. While teenagers prepare for a secluded slumber party, ghoulish atomic beasts who live off human blood. Again and again, the fiendish monsters struck like nothing that ever stalked this earth. An entire city in the throes of panic, at the mercy of demons from the dead.
Let the music set you free. A DJ spins tunes from the comfort of his bed, a pair of lovers unite communities separated by musical genres, and a groundbreaking car mechanic falls for a nightclub singer in this week's Musicality.
Something you said or done. Still for me, you are the only one. Got me when you wondering why. Play it, baby. Really lay it on me now. Play it, baby. Let me tell you know how.
And here comes Millie to boot. And girls, you've got a date with the Bachelors.
East is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet.
The Mersey Beat.
Oh man, where are you? I've cried the long night through.
The Applejacks. Johnny B. Great. A Band of Angels.
One thing, I'll go on taking you all of the time.
Yeah, my Tallahassee lassie down in FLA. Well, she romped to the drag, the church and rag 'em up, stomp to the shag, woo rock the bunny hop.
Nobody knows what's going on in my mind but me. Nobody knows what's going on in my mind but me. Nobody knows what's going on in my mind but me. And I love him. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I love him. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's a great lineup of stars and music. We think you should come and see it. And so does Millie. Which just leaves Freddie and the Dreamers to remind you that it's
Just for you.
lively set. James Darren's crazy about cars and Pamela Tiffin. Pamela Tiffin's crazy about James Darren in and out of cars. Doug McClure's crazy about Joni Summers. And Joni Summers crazy about Bobby Darin's new song hits.
If you love him, girl, you just got to let it show.
They get you where the fun and action are every time they grab a wheel or a girl.
Edie, I'll count to 5 and I'll break down this door. Do you hear me?
Go back to your turbans and marry them for all I care.
I'm glad you showed your true colors before we were married. I'm grateful to you. Really, I am. And don't you come running after me or I will call the police.
I'm sorry, sir.
The lively set takes you where the real action is in romance, in racing. See dragsters race at 3 miles a minute. See the jet-propelled J-47. See the Bonneville World Speed Record Run. See the world's first turbine car, the car of tomorrow and the youth of today in the famous Tri-State Endurance Race. A screen first. See international speed kings in action. Mickey Thompson, Duane Carter, Billy Krause, James Nelson, and Ron Miller. This is the lively set.
Will you please not disturb us?
Hello? If my daughter weren't here, I'd tell you exactly what I think of you.
Mr. Manning, will you get off this phone and put Edie on?
You lower your voice or I'll punch you in the nose.
That's right. I'd like to win that race myself. I could use $20,000.
What are you going to enter with, the wheelbarrow?
And sell me the streamliner and the chassis from the stocker.
I'd rather sell that stuff for junk first.
Youth challenges the future down 1,000 tire-screening miles of danger.
Hey, Las Vegas, here we are!
You live it up. You laugh it up. You love it up.
Let no man change what God has created. A scientist tampering with cryogenics is accused of murder, and stranded teens discover the local water might be drinking them in this chilling entry of Science Gone Mad.
As science probes ceaselessly toward new frontiers, man's abilities approach the incredible. Today, human beings can be frozen alive. What unknown dangers await man as he probes for the truth of deep freezing? Will it mean suspended animation or death?
No. It's too much of a risk.
Too much of a risk? There is no risk. We've been saying there's no risk.
I know, but it's different when you're faced with it. I mean, we could be wrong. Will the human heart stand it? And what about brain damage from oxygen starvation?
-1 standard pressure.
-1 standard pressure.
Servomodulator cut 50.
Servomodulator cut 50.
As you know, I'll answer that, Helen. At the moment, Dr. Overton is in the next room in a glass case surrounded by solidified gas at about -40 degrees centigrade. His life processes are suspended.
Alive?
Alive.
Jump the door, jump.
Contacts scorching. Contacts scorching.
This is Jack Curtis, director of the film The Flesh Eaters. If you can't stand the sight of flesh being stripped from a human body, please leave the room.
There will be a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
There's something inside me! He's eating its way out!
These things want flesh, any kind of flesh. And once they sense it, they'll eat their way through anything that comes between them and their meat.
one can escape.
The Flesh Eaters.
We end the episode with the most frequently asked question in cult film history, WTF? A run-in with a witch leads to Christmas wishes, and there's just a bunch of people dancing on skis in this week's From Left Field.
It's magic, it's fun, it's for everyone, it's fantastic. See the Christmas tree talk, see the magic ring, see the wicky-wacky witch, see the greedy, grizzly, grumpy giant, and more in the magic Christmas tree, all wrapped up in holiday color at a theater near you.
That's it for part 1 of The Cult of 1964. This is Chris Vander Kaay, inviting you back to finish out the year next time, and thanks for helping us keep the cult alive.